Hey students, I know that you might be having trouble finding some scientific sources, so I thought I'd help you out. If you were doing a project on feral cats and you just Googled feral cats, you might find stuff from Wikipedia, you might find some stuff from alleycat.org, neighborhood cats, PETA. This is all relevant information. But as we're coming up with a science project, we need to be able to talk about what scientists are actually researching. So I'm going to teach you to go to Google Scholar. So that's scholar.google.com. And let's see what happens when we type in feral cats there. It's going to give us a couple resources that scientists have published from their investigations. And you can look at this, but you know what we could do? We could make this much more specific. So let's type in feral cats, Hawaii. And now I'm getting some information that's actually way more specific to the project that you're probably doing. Maybe even feral cats, Hawaii, and we want to talk about management. So let's take a look at this first one. It was published in Conservation Biology, which is a really reputable source. As I go down and try to read this is going to be really difficult for me to read, but I'm going to try. However, if you're really struggling, you could actually use the technology of artificial intelligence to help you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this abstract. An abstract is basically like a summary that goes at the beginning and tells you everything that's in that scientific paper. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm actually going to go to my artificial intelligence, my generative AI. So this is something that you need to use with parent permission. For many of you, if you don't have that, you can ask me to help you during tutoring with this, and I can facilitate that. So to help you put this into easier to understand language, I'm going to say, as my prompt, summarize the following paragraph in easy to understand language. And I always like to kind of repeat my prompt in a different way just to make sure that the AI knows what I'm trying to ask. So I'm going to rewrite this as rewrite this paragraph so that I'm going to actually make this really easy so that an 8th grader could understand it. You know, I'm obviously not an 8th grader, but sometimes when you really dumb it down, it makes it a lot easier. So then I'm going to put a colon and put in quotation marks, and then I'm going to paste it. And then I'm going to end my quotation marks. So here's my prompt. I copied the abstract, and I asked it to summarize the paragraph in easy to understand language. And then I wrote, rewrite this paragraph so an 8th grader could understand it. Writing my prompt 2 different ways is going to help it really figure out what I'm trying to ask it to do. So I'm going to go ahead and start this. And it's going to start writing this down here. And it's going to write it in language that's much easier for me to understand, because the original was written for biologists. It really wasn't written for you as a high school student to understand. But here, we use the power of AI. This tool can really help us read this in a new way so that we can understand it a little better. So that once you understand what they did as a research project, you're better able to cite this in your background information.